Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss about Lamy's theorem, which is one of the method to solve the problem of free body diagrams. So here I am going to discuss about Lamy's theorem. So let's start the discussion. If we talk about Lamy's theorem, so Lamy's theorem is one of the simplest method to solve the problem of free body diagram. As I told you about the free body diagram is a diagram which is free from body, or we can say the diagram which is free from area, volume, shape and size of the body. Here we only consider the applicable forces. These forces can be external forces and these forces can be internal forces. Forces can be self-weight and forces can be the reactions at the supports. The supports we generally replace by the reaction. So for these particular forces, with the help of these forces or according to the direction of forces, we generally draw a free body diagram. And one of the method, that is resolution of forces or composition of forces, we generally use, or we can also use equilibrium condition to find out the unknown forces in free body diagram. Here I am going to tell you another method by which we can find out the forces in a free body diagram, especially unknown forces. So here is the Lamy's theorem. So according to Lamy's theorem, when a body is subjected to number of forces and the body is in equilibrium, so each force is proportional to sine of angle between other two forces. Here if we are considering three forces, or it is applicable on number of forces also. So basically this particular Lamy's theorem is based on the triangle law. So here I am going to describe on the basis of three forces only. So here we are considering three forces and all the forces are in equilibrium condition. So each force will be proportional to sine of angle between other two forces. So here you can see this diagram. Here in this diagram you can see three forces, force P, force Q and force R in three different directions, and these forces are concurrent forces, means these forces are passing through a single point, or the line of action of these forces is passing through a single point. And if we are considering the angle between these forces, like the angle between P and Q, we are considering gamma, angle between P and R we are considering beta, and angle between Q and R is alpha. So we will use these angles and these forces to find out the equations of the Lamy's theorem. So here we will convert these three forces with the help of direction and angle in the form of triangle. So this triangle is representing the magnitude and direction of forces. So here you can see this diagram. So in this diagram you can see the force P. So this force P is represented by line AB. This P is representing in this particular direction. Here this is the direction of force P and it is represented by this horizontal line AB, and the angle of this particular AB, we are not considering any angle here because this is representing the direction and this force P is in the horizontal direction. Now here from point B, if we draw the force Q in this particular direction, this is the direction of force Q. So in same direction we will draw the force Q. So this is the direction of force Q, and the angle between P and Q is given here in this diagram. The angle between P and Q is given, it is gamma. So we will make this particular angle as the gamma between P and Q. And this Q is represented by side BC. Here AB is representing force P and this BC is representing force Q in the direction of Q. Here this angle is gamma as per this diagram. Now we will consider point C. This is the end point of force Q. Now from this point C, we will draw another force that is represented as R. Here we are considering three forces P, Q and R. So point C, we will draw a force R in the direction of this R from this diagram, and the angle is given here between Q and R. See, this particular angle is representing the angle between Q and R, and this angle is alpha, so we will mark this angle is alpha, and this CA is representing the magnitude and direction of force R. So here force P is represented by AB, force Q is represented by BC, and force R is represented by AC. So this is the form of triangle, and here we have the angle between P and R. So at this particular point A, we will mark the angle beta, and this angle is represented as the angle between P and R. If we extend the line of action of R, so this extended line of action is making angle beta with force P. So this is the angle gamma between P and Q. This is the angle alpha between Q and R, and the angle beta between R and P. Now, these are the outer angle. Now, if we find out the inner angle, so inner angle will be what? This particular angle. See, this total angle we considered as pi. So, the inner angle will be pi minus gamma, and this inner angle will be pi minus alpha, and this inner angle will be pi minus beta. So, these are the outer angle and these are the inner angle, and this ABC is represented as the triangle. So if we apply the triangle rule, so as per triangle rule, it will be AB divided by the angle or sine angle in front of AB. So the angle in front of AB is pi minus alpha. So this particular equation will be AB divided by sine pi minus alpha. Now if we are taking BC, so BC is having the angle which is in front of BC, that is pi minus beta. So it will be equals to, the first term will be equals to BC divided by sine minus beta, and the third line is CA, which is representing R, and the angle in front of this R is pi minus gamma. So it will be sine pi minus gamma. So it will be AC divided by sine pi minus gamma. So let's write the equation. So this will be our equation as per the triangle rule, and we can write this equation P by sine alpha equals to Q by sine beta equals to R by sine gamma. So this equation is representing as the Lamy's theorem. And with the help of this particular equation, we can find out these forces P, Q and R with the help of these angle alpha, beta and gamma. Here AB is representing P, and sine pi minus alpha will be equals to sine alpha only, and here BC is representing Q, and this sine pi minus beta is representing sine beta, and CA is representing R, and the sine pi minus gamma is representing sine gamma. So this will be represented as the equation of the Lamy's theorem, and if we equate two terms like P by sine alpha equals to Q by sine beta, so we can write equation like this, and we can find out the value of P. So P will be what? It will be Q by sine beta into sine alpha. Similarly, if we want to find out the value of R, so we can write R equals to, in terms of Q, that will be Q by sine beta into sine gamma. So we can equate two terms and we can find out the unknown values. So this is about Lamy's theorem. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe Ekeeda.